Bobbing in TCS. We're here again today. I'm going to go over the new 7 cards. Madam Mim Fox. That took a while to get all these. A 3 inkable, 4 strength, 3 willpower Fox. Storyborn, villain, sorcerer, 1 lore, chasing the rabbit. When you play this character, banish her or return another chosen character of your hand. He also has Rush. Wow, man, this is quite a tool. So you get all the bounce stuff. Like almost good enough to play with the Merlin by itself. Return chosen character yours to your hand. Return another chosen character to the player's hand. This is kind of like that, except way better. Madam M. Fox is going to make quite a splash. There's the off chance that you have nothing to return to your hand. You're way ahead on board. This is really good. You could bounce your own Madam Mim back to your hand, chasing the rabbit back to your Madam Mim. Your own Madam Mim hand works tandem with herself. Next, Madam Mim Snake. Absurd. The best stats you can probably get at 2 ink. Well, I mean, the only other one is Phil. Philoctetes. He has 1 willpower. Other ones don't have 3 strength. Like, none of them. No, the rest of them don't have 3 strength. They don't. But this is great. This is already really good. Maybe it's a downside. When you play this character, banish her or return another chosen character of yours to your hand. It's the same effect. Just you wait. It's the same effect as chasing the rabbit. The songs was the first chapter. Now it's this bounce stuff. This package of songs, bouncing songs. Shapeshifter, 3 inkable, Merlin Crab, a 3 strength, 3 willpower, ready or not. When you play this character, and when he leaves play, chosen character gains Challenger +3 this turn. I think Merlin Crab might see no play, because some of these other cards in the packages are just way much better than Merlin Crab. How often are you really getting the most that you can? More along the lines of Challenger 2 or Challenger 1. And if it's a 3/3 for 3, then I might just want to ink it. Another Amethyst card. This is the 4th Amethyst card. I think I have 5 Amethyst cards today. 2 ink, Merlin Squirrel, a 2 strength, 1 willpower, 1 lore production. These are pretty neat. I like these cards whenever they have the effect. Let's see what it is. Look before you leap. When play this character, and when he leaves play, look at the top card of your deck. Put it on either the top or the bottom. The Yzma is not really used in any of these decks. Yzma is a little too small for the control decks. Slow. She isn't fast enough. I mean, maybe Yzma is used someday, but I'm not as optimistic as I once was about when I first looked at Yzma. I still think Yzma is a better card than the Cauldron. That wise, do I think it's more important to have it on effect, or when it's? Do I think Merlin Squirrel is better? And I do. I think Merlin Squirrel is a little bit better because you have the instant gratification that you want when you play Merlin Squirrel instead of Ease, which might have subject to removal, like grab your sword or fire the cannons. Definitely getting the effect right when I play the card. And I can look at either try one and choose. Maybe I want it, maybe I don't, and then that's pretty important. Pretty good. Last card we have that's a Merlin card. That's 5 Merlins in the set. That has to be 5. All 5. This one is Merlin Goat. Storyborn Mentor Sorcerer. Here I come. When you play this character and when he leaves play, gain 1 lore. Well, that is some card. The goat. Merlin Goat. And you gotta make the goat, like, good, right? The goat is so good. It's guaranteed 3 lore, right? Unless you're not removing the goat. You don't want to remove the goat. Amethyst has What a powerhouse of a Merlin's. Merlin Go is so good. Play one, receive one, which is like the storybook. Free ink, you can't ink that one. Really good item though. Um, totally get 3 out of this. This is like push for aggro, amethyst stuff where I'm totally excited about this awesome breed. It's simply awesome. 4 ink, deal 4 damage, gain 3 lore. That's played in every deck in every. I mean, it's because it just is. It's great. It's a really good card. That's a 4 of in most decks. I think it sees play in control, playing this emerald amethyst nonsense that I've seen a lot of. Prince Charmant. It's Prince Charming. The same stats as Hans Steamy Prince, except in Sapphire. Sapphire needed a bit of help. Prince Charming on 4. You have Maleficent on 5 to gain 3 or likely twice if your opponent. I mean, you have to remove these cards. You can't let them go in either control nor the archetypes where you're just attempting to make as much lore as you can each turn. Of course, he costs 1 less than Maleficent. He has less willpower than Maleficent. Maleficent is played in every Sapphire deck because it isn't fast enough for like every Sapphire deck that works. Yeah, because those single spot removals like the Let It Goes and the Hades are very controlly. Have something that's a bit faster. Number 6, we have Grand Duke, Advisor to the King. 2 inkable, strength 2, willpower 2, lore 1. Yes, your majesty. All your princess, prince, queen, and king characters gain +1 strength. Princess, prince, queen, and king. There's quite a few of these. You have the Mickey, the Minnie, the new Mickey, the Moana, Rapunzel. 1 strength is not phenomenal. Like, phenomenal is game changing, and does this change the board to the point where he makes himself at 3-2, doesn't even make himself a 3-2. I don't know if Grand Dukes are going to make that big of an impact. I'm not as optimistic as I am with like other cards I've seen so far. I think he'll maybe receive some testing. I'm doubting ability. This one is number 7. The Arthur Apprentice, the Enchanter, 3 cost amethyst character with strength 1, willpower 3, lore 1, Dreamborn Hero Sorcerer. Whenever this character quests, you may return another chosen character of yours to your hand to gain 2 lore. Wow, that's so good, dude. This is such. I mean, it's a 4 of in the bounce pack, right? This thing is nuts. You want these amethyst cards are way better than the emerald bounces. All these cards, they're like shaping up to not even include emerald by himself. Arthur returning other characters to their hand, like it takes him a turn to get ready. You bounce something else to your hand that you're likely to play again anyway, that you probably already had quested for. And Arthur, Apprentice to the Enchanter, is just probably the best card I've seen in the game of Lorcana, which is a big deal, right? Like better than Tinkerbell, played earlier. He builds an archetype around himself. There's these other cards that are in the set that have these play around, bouncing cards back to your hand to play them again. This shapes Amethyst's future. It says, I'm happy, change what my board looks like in order to receive a bonus. The turn after, if I have Smash in my hand, then this is the target. With him and the goat, 3 ink, or 3 men, 3 4 for bouncing the goat back to your hand. Like it's gonna happen anyway. Play it, bounce it. That's 4 lore. 5 lore on turn 5. Turn 4. Yeah, it's just great. Just really good. Lastly, we'll have Prince John, greatest of all, 3 ink, 1 strength, 2 willpower, 2 lore. Wow, those stats are bad. With ward. And I sentence you. Whenever your opponent discards 1 or more cards, you may draw a card for each card discarded. What the heck, dude? You're not gonna challenge. You're like gonna play him, and then you're gonna keep him on the board, and you're not gonna quest or do anything with him. He's subject to the grab your swords. He has a hidden Mickey necklace. Not really hidden, but it's there. It's a hidden Mickey necklace. If your bell makes your opponent discard 7 cards, then you draw those cards. Emerald Mildex starts to look really much better. You don't have to discard your hand to a certain hand size. Draw as many cards as you could, play as many in a turn. Great bonus. After having 1, and it stacks, right? So 2 of them draws 2 cards if your opponent discards 1 card. Makes Iago a bit more playable, I think. The Space Pirate, John Silver, is still really fantastic card. And if you make him swing into one of your Flim Riders or your Bell, you have all that card draw in Emerald. Lots of defense. That's going to do it for us today, guys. I'm going to edit this and have it finished. And I'm looking forward to when the Rise of the Floodborn comes out, because some of these cards are insanely fun to look at. Maybe you want to play them. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate your feedback, and make sure you subscribe, comment if you haven't already yet. And good day.